Good morning, everyone. Welcome to this Thursday session. This is my start of the weekend here. So we do all these sessions Sunday to Thursday, but I actually think it works out quite well because at least if you are a Friday person, then you'll have your session ready for you first thing in the morning on a Friday, no matter where you are in the world. So we're doing Oracle cards today. This is what we usually call our daily boost, and then we'll go into our accountability session afterwards. I want to just share some exciting updates, really exciting updates inside virtual co-working space. You know, as you probably know, virtual co-working space is like I'm going to say definitely my passion project. You know, like I have my virtual assistant business, you know, or my one-sourcing business on the side, and I work with my clients and I love and adore them. But I do this for me, really. Virtual co-working space is for me, but it's also for you. It's because I think that this is really, you know, kind of what's, you know, needed and missing and different. And it's just been on my mind for a long time to do it. So it's also really new for me too. I've never put together something like this. I've also never really grown a community off social media either. You know, I think it's actually quite easy to grow a community on social media, or it can be. We've got our sandbox session today, by the way, this afternoon, where we're going to get some updates on the results of what we did on the LinkedIn and Facebook group this last week. Which is interesting. There's been a few sort of shifts and things, but I'll be able to explain those a bit better on the sandbox session. So come and join us for that at 2:30 today. Morning, Martha. We were just wondering where you were. And then, yeah, so we'll do an update there in Sandbox. But that building a community on an online platform where there's already like billions of people, Facebook, LinkedIn, whatever you want to call it. It's a whole different kettle of fish when you're trying to bring that community into a space that you've designed. You know, I don't feel like I'm starting my own social network in a way, but I feel like I'm starting my own social network. And I feel like this is actually quite a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be, or a lot, I don't know. I'm not going to say hard, because to me, like, I enjoy it and it's fun and it's something I can work on, you know, because I enjoy it. But yeah, it's been quite a challenge. So I'm always learning and I'm always changing, I'm always shifting. So we've got loads of things changing and shifting. You'll see things shifting in the rooms over the course of the coming weekend. You will see new things are being added, quite a few new things, and we've already added a few new things. So I'm going to do a big, massive update this weekend as well, with some more stuff which is coming, which, you know, to me makes a lot of sense now to add this in. So big changes, and spoiler alert, we're doing another event. We're doing another event on the 14th to the 17th of May. It's kind of like a birthday celebration-y type thing. It's called the Virtual Assistant Dream. We'll be announcing that soon as well, and obviously that's all run by Virtual Co-working Space. So loads of updates, loads of things going on. It's going to be a busy weekend, but also a really good weekend. So watch this space for those. We're doing Oracle cards today, and before we go into our daily accountability. So I'm going to start pulling these out for you now. Yeah, we'll do it like that. Okay, so we're going to do 1, 2, or 3. So whatever you're resonating with, whatever the number you think it is, do 1, 2, or 3. Nikki feels like a 1 today. All in the one space. Oh, the 1 just came out. We're all in the 1 space today. Oh, interesting. Karen's a 2. I always switch up the cards. So basically there is a deck that's called The Empowered Woman. It's about the internal self. It's about how we're feeling. There's a deck that's called Soul Journeys, which is all like kind of the wisdom of the sea, which I always kind of see as more of like an energy that you need to step into. So the first one is kind of like more like a very personal kind of feeling. an advice or a message. The second one is an energy that we need to step into, an energy the energy that is going to help guide us along and guide us through. And then the third one is about money and finances. Okay, so if you picked number one, the message for you today is, my story reveals the lessons of my life. When I face my story, I am free. So what does this mean today? My story reveals the lessons of my life. When I face my story, I'm free. I believe this came up recently. I feel like you're in between two worlds. The world where you're thinking, yes, you're in between two worlds. It's like you've got your foot in one side and the other side, and you're teetering on the edge. And it's a safe space for you to do that. You know, you're sitting on the fence. That's what I'm looking for. You're sitting on the fence. And the message for you is that you're not going to progress anywhere if you keep sitting on that fence. Something is going to have to change. A decision is going to have to be made if you want to get off that fence. Otherwise, nothing's going to change. And you've got two sides. You've got two sides that you could potentially go in, because there's two sides over the fence. Now, what it's saying to you is, you've got one side, which I would say probably is the reality, the norm, the mundane, the whatever it is, you know, that you're kind of in right now. But you're also not completely in that, because you've got this other side where you want to break out of that. You want to set yourself free from that. And you have this plan or this idea that, you know, I can get off this fence and I can go that way instead of that way, you know, because I'm more over this side than I am over this side. And the message to you is, look at the lessons that you've had in your life. Look at your experiences back in your life and ask yourself, what do I need to be doing differently in order to put myself over on that other side of the fence? Now, for me, this could mean you've perhaps started a business, or you've had a client, or you've done some kind of project and it didn't quite work out the way you were thinking it was going to work out. And then you've had these feelings of, well, I failed, I messed up, and you feel bad about it. But you have to understand that these are all lessons for the universe teaching you what you have to do, okay? And don't give up on it, you know, really don't give up on it. When that goes back to the Think and Grow Rich of desire. When you have a burning desire for something, you know, no matter how many times you fail, you simply do not give up on it. And it's telling you now to look back at the things you've learned, the mistakes you made, the things that went wrong, the reasons why it may not have worked out, or seek guidance and advice from someone. You know, this is another thing. Like, I feel like there's an energy of, it's funny because we did asking for help this week, and I feel that there's this energy of asking for help around this reading today for you. So if you need to go and talk to someone and say, hey, look, I did this and I did this and I did this and I'm stuck and I don't know what to do now. What do you think? You know, what do you think this means? I think it's just a case of you're being shown something and told something, but you can't quite see it yourself and figure it out yourself. So you need someone else to kind of work through this with you and uncover the message that needs to be for you on how you progress forward. Nikki said 100%. I've been realising this myself recently between my day job and business. Yes, that's sitting on the fence. It could also be for other people who pick number one. It could be a potential relationship. It could be like you're not really all in with a certain person, or you're torn between two people, or you're torn between two things, you know. But there's definitely that sitting on the fence, and you're not making a decision to go one way or the other, and it feels like one is safe and one is unknown, and you really want the unknown, but you can't quite let go of the safe, and now you're just sitting on the fence. So time to get off that fence and try to look back at your past and look back at your lessons and think, what can I do differently and what can I learn from this? The second card, if you picked number 2, is balance. The message for you is, may you find equilibrium in motion, okay? And this card is very interesting because the first thing I noticed on this card is there is somebody here on a paddleboard all alone in the ocean. And it's interesting, my husband has a paddle business, he does water sports. So what I would say this is the balance needs to be found by, I would say, spending some time alone and reflecting on what's going to help you feel more balanced. Okay, I think that your life is quite busy and there's quite a lot going on, and you don't feel that there is that balance in there. So you need to spend a little bit more time alone pondering on the things that you need to do and implement into your life in order to regain some of that balance back. Now, I don't know whether that's work or family commitments, or, you know, it could be any number of things, but you're not going to find your balance by looking outside of yourself. You're going to find it by sitting down with a pen and a piece of paper or a notebook or something like that, and you're going to find it by writing down, asking yourself the question at the top, how can I feel more balanced? Okay, and a lot of people think that balance is a time thing. Like, oh, I'll never have balance because I'm spending too much time being busy doing other things. Balance is not a time thing, okay? And I think this is a big myth that everyone's trying to teach us, that if we just organize our time better, then suddenly we'll feel more balanced. Or if we give more things up in our life, suddenly we feel more balanced. To me, that's almost like holding yourself back from things, because, you know, you don't necessarily want to give things up in your life. You know, somebody might say to me, oh, you've got 5 kids, you know, you should give up your business and just, you know, like be a stay-at-home mum. I don't want to, you know, so I have to find my own balance, but I have to do it first in my head rather than in my external. And balance comes from the mind, you know, how you approach things, how you your perception of things, it has a huge impact on your balance. You know, that's why there are some people who can work from 8 in the morning right through to 8 at night, never take a break, come home, start all over again with the kids or whatever, and still feel that they're balanced. Okay, it's not a time thing, it's how you frame it in your mind, and whether you keep telling yourself, oh my god, I'm so busy, I like, this is too much, and all this stuff is again and again. Yeah, it's about, first of all, thinking about the balance in your mind. This is why you're alone here, because this is something that you and you alone can do for yourself, and it starts by asking yourself, how can I feel more balanced? Not how can I be more balanced with activities and get less on my schedule and things, but how can I feel more balanced? What's going to give you that feeling? Maybe you need to do a daily balance meditation about your life. Maybe you need to, you know, do a paraliminal. Maybe you need to find something that gives you that feeling of balance. It could be even like putting some incense on or something like that. I have a doTERRA diffuser, and I use essential oils, and there's loads of essential oils that you can have for balance, and I tend to put those on, and it's amazing how the smell and the aroma of something can actually bring about that feeling of being more balanced. And this is what you need. You need to discover the feeling of balance in your life. Karen says, I'm in the process of finding my balance again. I started using my diffuser. Oh yeah, cool. I love my diffuser. Okay, so the third one we have is about our money focus. So I can transform my own world. Now this one is very interesting. Actually, maybe this is like, I picked 3 actually, so this is very interesting for me. So I can transform my own world, and this card is interesting because it's got the sky there, you know, and this card is, the sky is the limit. You know, you can do whatever you want to do. If you picked 3, the message for you is you can do it. Okay, so it says here as advice, make lists of positive aspects, make lists, again, more lists. We're VAs, so we make a lot of lists. Make lists of things you love and never complain about anything. And as you use, this is for all of us, I think, and as you use things that shine bright and make you feel good as your excuse to give your attention and be who you are, you will tune to who you are, and the whole world will begin to transform before your eyes. it is not your job to transform the world for others, but it is your job to transform it for you. A state of appreciation is pure connection to source where there is no perception of lack. This is a very interesting card today because I strongly feel that this is a message for everyone. Whether you picked 1, 2, or just 3, I feel like this is a kind of wild card that just threw itself in there. And the I can transform my own world, it really is about, being the change you want to see. Okay, it's about focusing on yourself. It's not about thinking constantly about what you can do for others, because there is only one answer about what you can do for others. It's to transform yourself and be that role model, be that person that someone looks to and says, that's amazing, I want to learn from that person, I'm inspired by that person knows what they're doing. And then of course you can share from there, so we all have to take this on board today, that we have to be our own transformation. We have to focus on making sure that we are doing the best for ourselves that we can, and as a knock-on effect of that, we're going to impact the lives of others in more ways than we could possibly imagine. Okay, nice messages today, I think. Not too bad. We're gonna go into our daily accountability now, guys. It was so nice to see you here on this fine Thursday. Just get my thing ready. So we'll do this and then we will meet back here. I know not everyone's a Sunday person. If you want to meet back here on Sunday, we can. If you're too hungover, don't worry. We'll be back here on Monday as well. We're here 5 days a week, folks. Okay, so let's do our daily accountability. Thank you for everyone who's here today. And yeah, see your fingers. Don't worry, Martha. If you want to lay in, you do that. Self-care. Okay, we'll see you back here on Sunday. If you can make it, that's great. If not, I'll catch you on the replay. Yeah, and just have a fantastic weekend ahead. Love you all lots.
Before we begin, don't forget you can join me live online inside Virtual Co-working Space at www.virtualmissfriday.com/VCS. If you enjoy this session, give it a like. I'd love to hear from you, so write me a comment. And so you don't miss any updates, don't forget to subscribe. Let's begin. So now we're going to look for the positive with our gratitude. First, we'll spend 1 minute thinking of the day before, thinking of all the things that happened, reflecting on work, interactions, relationships, memorable moments, and more. Now you'll write one thing down minimum that you're grateful for. You can, of course, write down more. Something good, something that went right, a small moment or a big win. The more you search for things to be grateful for, the more you will experience things to be grateful for. Now we're going to read out your goal. Make sure your goal is written down in a journal or somewhere you can easily access it. Read your goal now, ideally out loud, and commit to this goal. Believe it will happen. And by reading this daily, the universe knows clearly what your goal is, and the things begin to shift in the direction of your goal. Follow your instincts when this happens by taking action. Now you need to see your goal in visualization. Spend this minute thinking about the goal in your mind. See yourself taking steps towards the goal, or even better still, see yourself having already achieved the goal. Close your eyes and go there. Step into the feeling, step into the place, step into the accomplishment. And finally, it's time for your most important task. Set this task for today and make it relating to your goal. This could be something small like sending an email, recording a video, or making a phone call, or it could be bigger. Either way, one task a day is one step forward, and those steps will add up. Do what you can from where you are now. Set the intention, and the action will carry you towards your goal. Well done you for completing your daily co-create session. Have a fantastic day ahead, and I'll see you next time.